Welcome back to the Last Mag podcast. I am your host, Primal, and today we are going to be diving into a pre CDL 2025-2026 season schedule tier list of how I feel teams are going to do. And we are also going to be breaking down some news about majors and what might be potentially happening this year. So before we go any further, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification button, drop a like on the video, drop a comment in the comment section. I greatly appreciate it. And let's crack on into it. So starting off, LA Thieves. Let me. Okay, so come on. Okay, thank you. I'm going to break down each tier. Sunday regular. So Sunday regulars are going to be vying for championships and even champs to win. Contenders. So these are going to be teams I feel will be in the running for winning tournaments and champs. Dark horse are teams that I feel could make a run at tournaments or even at champs. Confused is what is the team really doing / is the chemistry there. And the below it up category is that team is so chalked it needs to literally reset from the bottom up. All right, so LA Thieves, they go back to back. They are your Major 3 and Major 4 champions from the 2024-2025 CDL season. They did bomb out from champs early on for the 2025 championship. But I am putting them at Sunday regular with the roster upgrade of removing Ghosty and removing Envoy and bringing in Abizi and Kenny. So I feel like this team can win championships, but they need to really click and work together. And I also feel like this might be the last year if they don't win champs or if they don't prove why this team should stick together. Off season, I could see Thieves literally selling all 4 of the players off potentially, or maybe even trying to build around Abizi, or maybe even keeping Hydra, but in selling off the rest. It all depends on what Thieves do and how they perform this upcoming season. Okay, next Vegas. Vegas. Come on. Thank you. Vegas FaZe. They rebrand from Atlanta FaZe to Vegas, and we will get to Falcons in a second. FaZe, they drop they drop Beezy, which breaks my heart. They pick up 04 in Abuza. The 2 members from Vancouver Surge had a fantastic season last year. Couldn't get over the line to win a championship, but they proved why they are top tier caliber teammates and why they deserve to play with some of the better players of the league. Now, I'm going to have FaZe at the bottom of Sunday regulars, and the reason why I'm saying that is because you can never count FaZe out in tournaments, and if you watch them, they put on clinical series, and it's like no matter what they've had for team wise, they always will find a way to win a championship. So that's why I have them in the bottom of Sunday regulars. Next, let's talk about Toronto Koi. Toronto rebrands from Toronto Ultra to Toronto Koi, Koi being one of their parent companies. Roster news for them, they pick up Abe, who took Bean's spot, and they also pick up No, sorry, they don't pick up Abe. They pick up Real, being the team of Insight, Kleenex, Joe Deceives, and Real. I don't know why I keep thinking Abe is still on team. Honestly, I felt like they could have kept Abe and they would have been fine with that. But it is what it is. Next, I'm going to put Carolina Royal Ravens in the confused sector. And the reason why I'm saying this is because Carolina, they only have really one major professional being Slasher on their team. And the rest of the team is all challengers players. And I feel like this is Slasher's last year. Like, if Slasher does not prove why he deserves another slot on another team for the 2026-2027 season, this could be his last year. He needs to work with this team. He cannot have another Boston Breach stunt of crashing out and losing full when he was with Snoopy on Boston Breach. All right, next, Riyadh Falcons. Riyadh Falcons were Vegas Falcons. They moved to Riyadh, giving FaZe the city of Vegas for them to rebrand to. Now, this Falcons team, I'm not sure how I feel about it. It's like you got Celium, it's like you got top quality championship players, but what's important to know about is how will this team work together? Like you've got Celium who is not known to go on crazy sprees and stuff, but you need to see how this chemistry is going to work. You know what? I am going to put them down in confused because I don't know how I feel about them. Next, Optic Texas. This is your. Hold on, Zach, please. Thank you. This is your back-to-back championship team, and it will consist of Mercules. It will consist of Dashi, Shotzi, and Hook. The reason why I have them on top is because they also win EWC as well as champs, so they win both championships when it matters this year. So it's going to be interesting to see how this happens, how it turns out. It's like Black Ops 7 is wall bouncing / wall running, but it's going to be pre jetpacks. That's what I'm going to call it. Pre jetpacks when you look at timeline. Honestly, I will get into teams of watch out for in second. Well, after we go through the rest of the tier lists. So Minnesota Rocker is right now they have Estriel, which is mentioned for this team. Estriel definitely had his moments last season, but we need to see what that team is going to look like. And as of now, really, we don't know what the rosters are going to fully look out like because there hasn't really been many announcements. Now, Boston Breach. So Boston Breach has Cammy, Purge, and Snoopy, and that trio is definitely Dark Horse. I'm going to put them at the top of Dark Horse because of how they performed at Champs and how their season played against top tier teams like LA Thieves. They were going slug for slug on maps and showing interesting performances. So that is my thoughts. Also, Minnesota G2 is rebranded from Minnesota Rocker. Now, information. So I haven't really found much information about Cloud9. So I am just going to leave Cloud9 in confused until I know what this looks like. Could they be a dark horse team? Yes, but I need to see what that roster is going to look like. Vancouver Surge. All right, let's talk about Vancouver Surge and see what is happening over there. So I am just going to pull up another window. Yeah, so we know that Renegade and other retired pros from Halo are making the transition to the professional Call of Duty League scene. So I'm going to potentially have Vancouver and Dark Horse side, mainly because we have seen in past Halo pros successfully transition over to the COD scene, like Formal and Crim. The reason why I have them in Dark Horse is mainly due to the fact that you have Renegade who will literally melt your face off in Halo. Now, give him an AR with wall bouncing similar to jetpacks or similar to the movement mechanic in Halo, and you might have a Hydra type of player, but it all depends on what we see on the map. So I have him at the bottom of Dark Horse. All right. Sorry, guys. All right. Next, let's talk about Miami Heretics. So Miami has Methods, Sick, Rancor, and Super, which have been listed as your team as the team as of now. I forget the fourth part because I do remember the fourth was mentioned, but I can't put my finger on it right now. I'm going to have them in contender based on their performance from last season. And finally, Gentlemates. I'm going to call now. Definitely confused at the bottom because this team right here, I'm not sure how I feel about this. It's like they could be confused or they could be immediately blowed up because you have Envoy, you have Ghosty, and you also have Neptune teaming together. And now, if you guys watched EWC, you will know that Ghosty and Neptune really butt heads, and the fact that they are teaming together for this year is very concerning. Like, how are they going to work together? Like, what's that going to look like in game and stuff? Now, final thing to talk about is majors. Majors in potential format. So the CDL might be experiment. So right now, what's being talked about is CDL may experiment with new formats such as a potential 8-team major, and what's being talked about is an 8-team major for Major 2. So I am concerned with that because it's like it's like what's going to happen with the other 4 teams? Like, how are they going to be able to qualify for champs? Because points matter. It's like every single point matters, really, for seeding and determining who's going to play who come champs time. Okay. As, as Payback and I both have said, the CDL needs more events. We need more events everywhere. We need more events out East Coast. If we had more out East Coast or even in Florida, I feel like the fan bases would be in a better off position. But we just gotta wait and see. Alright, so teams to watch out for, I feel like it's Optic, Thieves, FaZe, Koi. Like Sunday regulars and contenders, I could definitely see being threats, maybe even Boston Breach. But the question is for you guys, do you think we're going to have a 2-team league of Optic versus Thieves, 3-team leagues of Sunday regulars? Who do you think is going to be the consistent team this whole year? All right, guys, this is your host Primal signing off. I'll catch you in the next podcast episode. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you later.